Hello guys, and wish you a nice day. This is my presentation for you. If you are struggling with some test or exam or anything, this is for you. I hope it will help. So let's dive into it. So basic characteristics of mushrooms are like in Latin they are called fungi. They are heterotrophic organisms that are not capable of photosynthesis. They are fed saprophytically or parasitically. The storage substance of mushrooms is glycogen, as in animals, which makes them not like it's not defined where they are animals or plants. Yeah. The cell wall of the fungus does not contain plastids, which makes it significantly different from plants. The cell wall of fungi contains chitin, a microcrystalline polysaccharide containing nitrogen. They are mostly immobile organisms. The body of the mushroom is formed by the thallus. Mushrooms do not contain any assimilation dyes, therefore they are not capable of photosynthetic assimilation. Biotope almost everywhere: soil, water, air. Biotope means that the place where they live in the form of spores. That's a single cell reproductive body that separates from the organism and produces a new individual without fertilization. And the science that studies fungi is called mycology. Here's the propagation of mushrooms. They most often reproduce using spores. They're formed directly on the surface of fungal filaments or on spores. Spores are mostly non-motile, but aquatic fungi have also flagellate spores that are motile and are called zoospores. They are often the only distinguishing feature that can distinguish related fungal species. And individual species have characteristic features in the morphology and the color of the spores. Therefore, they are called differently depending on the species. For example, Ogospores algae, Cygospores molds, Ascospores pocket fungi. So let's quickly define what are basidiospores. Basidium fungi, Candidiospores formation by sexual divisions produced in large quantities. Amount under suitable conditions: sexual reproduction of fungi, union of physiologically different cells, gametes or abaces of entire sexual organs, which form transformed cells of hyphae. Plasmogamy, union of cells, karyogamy, fertilization by union of nuclei. Nuclei can also reproduce vegetatively by fragmentation of mycelium. Cluster of mycelium is the cluster of with each other of interine fibers. Yeast reproduces, for example, yeast reproduces by budding. This is the body of the mushroom. So it's, as we mentioned earlier, it consists of thallus. Terrestrial fungi have microscopic or macroscopic dimensions. The body is divided into two main parts: the pith and the cap. So yeah, the fungus is a tangle of whitish fibers in the ground from which the fruiting body of the fungus grows. So these are the types of mushrooms. They're divided into lower fungi and higher fungi. Classes: Hytromycetes, binding molds, pocket mushrooms, basidiomycetes, and oomycetes. These are the examples. Lower mushrooms, class Hytromycetes. So this is their habitat: water, moist soil. They cause like dangerous potato disease. It's called Syncytium endobioticum. Class Oomycetes. Habitat: water, branches, fruits. Their cell wall contains cellulose, not chitin. Spores non-motile and motile. Spores present during sexual reproduction. Fusion of gametangia prevails, male ogonium and female ateridium. After mitotic division, all spores are formed. And they are the examples: Phytophthora potato and Plasmopara wine. As you can see, tomatoes are being parasited over here by potato Phytophthora, and the vine is here parasited by Plasmopara wine. As you can see here, it's not really good. So keep your plants safe. Use something to make them safe. Yeah. So these are, as you know, the molts. They lack motile cells. They reproduce asexually. So yeah, they do not need any partner for that. Oh, I mean, indirectly they do, but you know. Head mold biotope is bad store food. It's made up of fine fibrous stuffs from which dark grape spherical spores grow, as you can see here. I'm sure you're familiar with that. Like when you want bread and you find out that it's not really in a good condition. High mushrooms, there's a class called bucket mushrooms. They form unicellular stipules. Asexual reproduction mainly produces conidiospores. A common sign of sexual reproduction is the formation of sacs, ascus. Sacs are formed in the fruiting bodies and in the spore-bearing layer. Tedicium order yeast-like. I made add something like I'm really sorry if some of the names don't make sense because I translated it from Slovakian language, so I don't know. And I tried my best. So odor. Yeast-like, they reproduce by budding. They are fed saprophytically, but parasitic species are known. Single-celled microscopic organisms, alcohols, are produced during fermentation processes. Brewer's yeast used for malt fermentation. In the production of beer, for the production of bakery products, yeast, for the production of alcohol, and for the production of vitamin B from the B series. Wine yeast occurs in the wild, is used to ferment fruit juices, is important in the production of some types of cheese. There's the one species, which I cannot really pronounce, but it's like Erythrococcus ordinary, which causes mycosis of the skin, nails, mucous membranes. Yeast can carry genetic elements, plasmids. Class fungi. These include fungi Aspergillus and Penicillium. I'm sure you are familiar with the name of Penicillium. It's like a drug that you take when you're sick. Yeah, they create branched fibers of strength chain like conidia during sexual reproduction. During sexual reproduction, small spherical close fruiting bodies without an opening are formed, which are called Cleistotaceae. They are used for food industry production, most uses in the pharmaceutical industry for the production of penicillin, as you can see here. Okay. And the last class of today is Basidium fungi. They reproduce asexually by conidia, but rarely form special conidiospores. Primarily mycelium is formed from the spores. And yeah, this class consists of mushrooms that you're probably more familiar of. So for example, like I'm sure you're familiar with like oak mushroom, or yeah, the mushrooms you go hunt in the forest. Yeah. So sexual production takes place between two hyphae and scohyphagum, but that's not really important. You can read it here. In the hymenium, some cells undergo karyogamy and subsequent meiosis, resulting in four haploid basidiospores, which are located in stalk-like protrusions, club-shaped basidia. The Basidium mycete fruiting body is mostly divided into a columnar deep and a head that is widened to the surface. Lumps or pores are on the underside of the head. They carry the spore-bearing layer. In some genera, the young fruiting body is covered with a sheath, and the cap still has a well on the underside from the edge of the cap to the depth. With the growth of the fruiting body and the envelopes, they tear and form their remains, and a vagina is formed at the base of the what? Okay, it translated wrong. I apologize. A ring above and on the head stains. Types. Again, wrong translation. A variegated sponge-shaped, mushroom-shaped mushroom shaped, snow shaped, and rust shaped. Range. Cyanoforms. Wait. They form fruiting bodies of the Faurecia type. I mean, I would advise you to not learn any of these down because that's a wrong translation. That should be the correct one. So cyanoforms, they form fruiting bodies of the Faurecia type which have an opening through the bags, through which the bags get out. They are parasites of plants, grasses, and insects. At the time of grain ripening, is known under the name ergot. Contains alkaloids. Ergot alkaloids, medicines against bleeding, high blood pressure, etc. are made from ergot. There's another range called Melibax, obligate parasites of vascular plants. We refer to them as ectoparasites. Ectoparasites because they produce conidia and mycelium found on the surface of infected organs. They are rarely endoparasites. In autumn, they form fruiting bodies. They are called Callistoticia as a result of sexual reproduction. There's an example called grass mealybuck. That is the most widespread species that causes damage to both cultivated and wild plants. So yeah, that's the infection. There's the purple weevil parasite in wheat. Alkaloid is a nitrogenous substance of plant origin. Another range, cup-shaped. I mean, I don't know if it's the right translation. Like, let me know, guys, in the comments, because correct me if I'm wrong, but in the description I would probably correct it. So, epithecium is a fruiting body of this order. Characteristic feature in them, sexual reproduction is insignificant. Edible spruce, it's fruiting. It's also edible, as you can see. I put the sign here. Its fruiting body is edible. Its cap is oval-shaped. It has large irregular bits that are separated from each other by rib-like partitions. Their deck is hollow yellowish fused with a head. They live in a warm, moist food plant forest. It is a tasty mushroom suitable for soups. Common ear mushrooms, you can see it has ear-like structure. It is a poisonous mushroom which you shouldn't really eat. Its cap is irregularly round or variously segmented. The surface is brain-like, bent over. Its outer side is reddish brown, inside is hollow and white. Hollow is irregularly cylindrical, whitish to yellowish on the surface. Habitat is coniferous forest, like you can see. Edible spruce and common earring. Sponges. So, you can see that 2 of these are deadly, so poisonous, and 4 of these are edible. So these include Phyllodes fungi, red toadstool is slightly poisonous. The head round is when young, flattering, red when mature, or red-orange, covered with whitish or yellowish scabs. It has white petals. The pit is cylindrical, narrow at the top, and ends with the tuber. It grows in coniferous and deciduous forests. So this is another. It's great. It's green toadstool. It's even more dangerous than red toadstool. The fruiting body is initially wrapped in a tarpaulin. It tears apart as it grows and remains as a white loose stuff. At the base of the pod, in adulthood, the head is flat, gray-green, with the white petals. The core is white thin and has a hanging ring. It grows more often in deciduous forests. And also note, inexperienced mushroom pickers confuse it with champions. There are other deadly species of toadstools, like white toadstool, tiger. There are the edible species of toadstools, imperial and red. So Microlepioda procera is an excellent edible mushroom. It is a source of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. The head is egg-shaped when young, noticeably light when mature. It It has white petals. The depth is thin at the top, tuberous, and at the bottom stooped. Hollow when mature, it grows on the edges of deciduous and coniferous trees. And there's another, oh, sorry, there's another blue mushroom, which is another excellent edible mushroom. It is a source of, it means proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. The cap is spherical when young, flat spread when mature. It has white petals, but pulp is hard, white, and spongy when mature. It grows in both coniferous and deciduous forests. If you are confused why there is B, C, and T instead of B, C, and F, it's because it's translated from Swahili language. So, and yeah, keep in mind this is the incorrect. This is the correct. I think, yeah, this is the correct name. Oh, yeah. Wait. Okay. And there's a true horseradish. The cap is arched with the raised edge when young, later it's flat, depressed in the middle, even funnel shape when mature, orange with darker stripes. The leaves turn green in the pressed places. The pod is cylindrical, red-orange, purest when young, later hollow and brittle. It grows in coniferous forests, especially under young spruces. The field mushroom, it's called champion. Edible mushroom, it's put on pizza. Yeah, the head is spherical at the beginning, flat when mature. Its leaves are pink when young, brown to black when mature. The depth is cylindrical, thick white. It grows in meadows and pastures. So here are the examples. You can see green to its tool. There's order called various mushrooms with very diverse fruiting bodies. They feed saprophytically, some species parasitically. They grow on summer humus or soils. Species that occur on living trees are parasites and have significance in forestry phytopathology. So yeah, for example, here is the golden chanterelle, which is here is where tasty mushroom is slightly arched when young, later flat and finally funnel shaped with web edge yellow. It has a thick cylindrical depth widening towards the head, so it flows smoothly into the head. It grows in both coniferous and deciduous forests. So here's the oyster mushroom, as you can see here, is an edible food decaying mushroom from the mushroom family. In the UV has a head with a twist edge, broad, fan-shaped, smooth and flexible, mature. It's vibrantly colored from white to gray-brown. It has a very shallow depth. Oyster mushroom has very sweet taste and a pleasant mushroom aroma. Its habitat is grows on stumps, rolling trunks on the various deciduous trees. Another order called mushrooms. I don't know, bad translation. These include fungi with a porous spore layer. The oak mushroom has a hemispherical cap. Oop, oop. When young, is spread with flat when mature. The tubes of the oak mushroom are white at first, then yellow-green. At first, the depth is barrel-shaped. In adulthood, it's cylindrical. It grows in both forests. Kazakh birch is nutritionally rich and edible mushroom. A hemispherical dome head, later bell-shaped, domed teal brown to dark brown. The tubes are whitish to cream. The depth is cylindrical, thin at the top. There's another Kazakh aspen. It has a spherical head when young, later domed, red-orange. The tubes are whitish to grayish with an olive shade. The pod is young, later cylindrical, covered with scales. There's the Boletus, felt Boletus, and yellow flesh Boletus. These are very tasty edible mushrooms. Their cap is gray-brown with an olive shade, cracked into the fields in dry weather. The felt Boletus has a dull olive-brown cap, which is also cracked when dry. The pods of both species are cylindrical, thin, and the bottom yellow to reddish brown. And there's the deadly toadstool, a poisonous porous mushroom that has whitish calyform with a greenish tint. The tubes are first yellow, later red. It does not cause fatal poisoning, as you can see here. That's the most common out of these. And yeah, that shouldn't be eaten. There's another order called Snow White. These include two groups of economically important pathogenic fungi, and they have great hosts, specifically to form spores in certain organs of the host. They don't destroy fruiting bodies. This needy parasite only on angiosperm plants, mainly from the family of sedges. The mycelium causes tumors, hyperplasia of the host cells, which are filled with spores. They cause damage to the cereals, wet mud, berry mud, oat mud, and corn. There's another, like you can see, it looks like rust, so it's called rust forming. Important obligate parasites of economically important plants, causing reddish-brown deposits of spores that are often found on infected plants. Rusts have a very complicated development cycle, and mostly to it, they need two different hosts. There's another grass rust, the best known species from the range. It occurs every year on cereals as does rust deposits. They appear from June on the sachets and stalks of cereals as summer deposits. So that's it for guys. I mean, it wasn't the best, but I gave it my best. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and it's translated by Google, of course. So yeah, here is a test for you guys. I know I don't want to like make you busy or something like that, but if you want to do it, you can send me the results and on my email, and we'll see. If you get 70% of them right, I'll give you a shout out. So yeah, I think that's enough for you. Bye. Peace.